7 a.m. address this morning, President lists achievements seeking end to violence and bloodshed. Can you imagine? So at the end of the day, Tinubu has succeeded in addressing Nigerians, and the key thing is listing his achievements and seeking end to violence and bloodshed. What are his achievements? The only achievement Nigerians know, as far as we are concerned, are removal of first subsidy and floating of Naira exchange rate, which has created the greatest problem in Nigerian economy ever in history of Nigeria. So I don't know. But let's dive into the details to see exactly what he said. President Bola Tinubu has called for dialogue and an immediate end to the nationwide protests that have rocked the nation since on Thursday. The president, in a nationwide address on Sunday morning, which is this morning, said his administration was ready to listen and address the concerns of protesters. He affirmed that he had heard their calls loud and clear. That is what he has always said, so there's nothing new there. So Tinubu also commiserated with the families of Nigerians who died during clashes with security forces and those who lost properties to looters. Can you imagine? Those are normal rhetorics, no change. I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at this slightest opportunity, he said. Okay. So he added that the country required all hands on deck and needed all citizens, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides, to work together in reshaping its common destiny. The 10-day planned protest, which began on Thursday primarily against the rising cost of living and hunger, deteriorated into violence, destruction of properties, and loss of lives in many parts of the nation. The Punch reported that at least 17 persons died in the days of rage protest. So amid the mayhem, some entities took to their social media handles to ask all Igbos to vacate Lagos State or face massive protests slated for August 20 to 30th, 2024. So the authors of the post also ordered all indigenes of the southwest in the southeast region of the country to return home before the planned protest. So but Tinubu responded, to those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, he warned, the law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Can you imagine? But you started it last year. Now during the elections, you had to stoke that ethnic bigotry to use it to get sympathy from the tribe people. That is it. So it's not new. Bayananuga started stoking it up. Now nobody has called Bayananuga to order because that is their plan. All these ones are political statements. It does not hold water. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional right of every Nigerian, are respected and protected. So the president told Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and a sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states, notably among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hopes, and personal aspirations would be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in the Borno, Ijigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of public properties in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. So the destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As president of this country, I must ensure public order. So in line with my constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen, our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear the nation apart. Can you imagine what he's saying now? So it means that he's going to use force to make sure he stops it, or he's going to arrest people. That's what they're going to do. When you read in between lines, you will know that All this is political agenda. Let it not be that he did not address the country. He's still unrepentant on what is going to on the state of the nation. So to the protesters, he said, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and frustration that drive this protest, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. You have not proven that you are listening, no? That is the truth. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. Okay, we must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Of course, they don't care. So he assured citizens that although there had been dashes, many dashed hopes in the past, the country was in a new era of renewed hope. Okay, we are working hard for you, and the results will soon be visible and concrete for everyone to see, feel, and enjoy, Tinubu promised. So Tinubu defended his decision to remove petrol subsidy, saying, these decisions I made were necessary if we must reverse the decades of economic mismanagement that didn't serve us well. I can assure you that I am focused fully on delivering the governance to the people, good governance for that matter. Can you imagine? They're not ready to stop all these things they're doing. I'm telling you, it's obvious they are not ready. I can see. They're not ready. All right, so President Tinubu called for patience, saying the economy was recovering. He argued that aggregate government revenues had more than doubled, hitting over 9.1 trillion in the first half of 2024, compared to the same period in 2023 due to efforts to block leakages, introduce automation, and mobilize funding creatively without additional burden on the people. So he maintained that productivity was gradually increasing in the non-oil sector, reaching new levels and taking advantage of the opportunities in the current economic ambience. Therefore, President Tinubu called for patience, saying, the economy is recovering, please don't shut out its oxygen. Can you imagine? 681 protesters arrested, 7 killed, police. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police force on Saturday said a total of 81 protesters suspected to be hoodlums were arrested for committing various offenses between Thursday and Friday. So the force spokesman, Muyiwa Adejobi, in a statement said 7 others were killed. Can you imagine? Were we supposed to kill anybody? But during the 3 of the protests on Saturday, a young boy was allegedly killed by police officers in the Kubwa area of the Federal Capital Territory during the hashtag End Bad Governance in Nigerian protest in the city. Eyewitness said the victim was shot at close range around the Zenith Bank area of Kubwa as protest turned violent. So as of the time of filing this report, the boy's details could not be ascertained, but sources said he was not part of the protest. The police, however, denied responsibility for the killing. They will always deny. Quite unfortunate. So Tinubu has made his address. He has actually not said anything different here. He has not said anything significant. That is the truth. All he said here, at least he has been saying, and it is we already know, at least he has promised and has not fulfilled, and nothing positive has happened. Someone say he never addressed the primary issues of the protest, but was reading another budget to the nation. What a president. No good plans for Nigeria. Those managing the affairs of this nation are clueless about national economic management. Nothing new to offer. Exactly. Irrelevant speech. Very, very irrelevant. Could you imagine anyone that wrote this for you to read for us? It will not be well with him or her. Somebody say, me, I love and encourage this call. Let's go back to our original homes, tribes, and ancestral lands. The only wicked and the murderous tribe I pitied is the Fulani, and I urge them to go back to Sahel where Uthman and Fodio brought them from. Nigeria is a British fraud, and we were not created to dwell together. And that is gospel truth. Long grammar, long story, plot of propaganda delivered by propagandist government. No substance, no action. I tell you, this man is playing with the country, not be lie. Obviously playing with the country. Return back old fuel pump price, electricity tariff, okay, food supply and sufficiency to all Nigerians. That is it. So the truth is that if you look at the speech has not addressed the hardship we're talking about, has not addressed the real reason why Nigerians actually are protesting. So all these are political statements and lip service to the protesters, as I'm sure. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment on this matter.